Good morning, everyone. It's very nice. We are very much looking forward to today. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Scott LaGanga. I'm the Executive Director of the Partnership for Safe Medicines. We are thrilled to have the showing we will today, as well as the guest lineup that we do. Before we get started, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you participating in this important dialogue today. It's true indication of the critical need to address counterfeiting issue head on. We're grateful that Commissioner Homburg will be joining us a little later to share her thoughts on how we can work together to ensure the safety of the millions of patients both in the United States and around the world. Additionally, I'd like to acknowledge and extend our thanks to our supporters. Without their generous support, today's event would not have been possible. If I could thank. They include Nano Guardian, Amgen, FFF Enterprises, Lilly, Pfizer, Merck, and Novartis. I would also like to thank our members and the many organizations and associations that have helped us through the creation of this event and promoting it both in their circles as well as beyond, including Securing Pharma, BioForward, the National Latina Health Network, the International Anti-Counterfeiting Coalition, the Alliance for Safe Online Pharmacies, HDMA, the Men's Health Network, the American Pharmacists Association, as well as the National Association of Drug Diversion Investigators. With all of that, we couldn't thank them enough, and we appreciate all the time and effort that they put in to make this conference a success, both in their promotion, their advocacy, and their efforts to educate others on this important issue. For those of you who aren't familiar with the partnership, let me just give a few minutes in terms of a quick background about what the organization is, what it encompasses, and why we do each and every day what we do. We are a public health group comprised of more than 60 nonprofit organizations committed to the safety of prescription drugs and protecting consumers against counterfeit, substandards, and otherwise unsafe medicines. Our message is clear and simple. Counterfeit medicines do exist. They are both borderless and dangerous, and it's up to the constituencies represented here today and those who couldn't join us to join together and take action to ensure that we protect the supply chain each and every day. Several years ago, we developed the following drug safety principles to support quality assurances within these types of programs and help establish a drug distribution system that exists without compromise. They include to protect our supply chain, to regulate online drug sellers, those that are outside the realm of the law, and to unify in the fight against counterfeit medicines. We're here today because we believe that the patient safety is tantamount and priority one for all of our efforts. Around the world, patients are encountering fake medicines each and every day. The packages seem right, the tablets and capsules look the same, but however, these fakes are really imitations of government-approved drugs created in unsanitary, possibly unsterile conditions with manufacturing practices that are not safe. Counterfeit drugs are often too strong or too weak, missing key ingredients, key components, etc. The sellers of counterfeits often defraud consumers to believe that they're getting the real patient therapy. And these therapies that can alleviate suffering and save lives, something that everyone in this room would agree to each and every day. They don't care that these products cause allergic reactions, heavy metal poisoning, promote drug-resistant strains, more and more a growing issue around the world, particularly in the more developing parts of the globe. The criminals producing these illicit materials do not limit themselves to brand name products, prescription lifestyle drugs, all the stories you've heard for so long. They're now moving into the fake versions of generics and over-the-counter products, products that each and every individual is taking on a daily basis and is more and more confronted with as a challenge. And these infiltrate our local supply chains around the world each and every day. We've seen everything from deadly teething medicine in Nigeria and cough syrup in Panama to fake insulin pens and phony versions of anti-influenza drugs like Tamiflu containing talc and acetaminophen. However, few to none of Tamiflu's active ingredient, oseltamivir. This was the focus of a recent FDA alert that warned consumers trying to remain healthy during an H1N1 pandemic. Why are we dealing with a situation like this is beyond, I think, everyone's imagination in this room. In 2009 alone, the Pharmaceutical Security Institute, which is a proud member of the Partnership for Safe Medicines, and Tom Kubik, who you'll hear from later on as the CEO and active president, there were nearly 1,700 incidents of cases of counterfeiting worldwide. And in 531 of these cases, these dubious products reached licensed wholesale distributors of pharmacies in over 48 countries. Although the United States enjoys one of the safest drug supply chains in the world, we are not immune to this emerging and growing crisis. In fact, in today's globalized world, we are the target. Today, you will hear firsthand from an American victim of counterfeit medicines, as well as from the leading consumer advocates in India, all with the common goal to really address these challenges and how counterfeits pose to consumers and patients each day. We've also brought together security experts, government officials, to share their insights and ideas for measures that we can take to stem this and combat this issue. Above all, this must be a public-private partnership that brings together all stakeholders to help educate and protect patients around the globe. And that's what the Partnership for Safe Medicines looks to do, not only just in the United States, but around the world. And that's what we'll hear in our work with Bishan Misra in India later on during our lunchtime. Today's Interchange is an opportunity to come together and unite in the fight against counterfeit medicines. Whether we work for pharmaceutical companies, nonprofit organizations, government entities, or advocacy groups, we must all work together to protect patients and work with one another in that endeavor. It's a crisis we must tackle, and it's a crisis we must win. Today, we start by asking 3 simple questions. Who's getting hurt by counterfeit medicines? Who's benefiting from unsafe drugs in the system? And most importantly, who's making progress against this fight?